Weak rent is having a negative impact on small businesses which import goods. It costs these companies more to pay for stock, and it also affects their turnover. And with the demand for goods and services having deteriorated, importers are battling to cover their costs and sustain their businesses. Small businesses also have to incur high electricity, labor and transport costs, which are making it difficult for them to be sustainable.
What we have also found, though, is that despite these high cost pressures that businesses are experiencing, many of them are not in a position to pass those costs on to consumers. So we find that businesses try to contain those costs within their enterprises. If they don't have the capacity to do so, which is broadly the experience, then unfortunately they have to start cutting back on some of their cost factors. So in other words, reduce their operational footprint.
It's actually becoming a bit expensive, especially for those who are importing, to actually start bringing goods, into the country. But it's a double-edged sword, because if you look at, for instance, small businesses who are in the tourism industry, and they rely on attracting tourists from other countries to come into South Africa, that actually places them in a better position, because it looks like our currency is becoming weaker for foreigners to come into the country, and therefore that can actually be a bargaining tool when you want to attract tourists.
The increase in interest rates has not done much to stabilize the rand, which has been weakening in recent times. And the high interest rate environment is having a negative impact on small businesses. Repayments on loans are high, and this makes the cost of doing business too expensive. Small businesses are also battling to cope with the high inflation rate.
Because of the weak rand that is fueling the inflation, we have businesses like your catering businesses, your events, car washes, small restaurants. They're being hit by the food prices and the cleaning detergents prices, because those goods or food and non-alcoholic beverages have increased ever since inflation started.
The small business sector contributes 60% towards job creation. Analysts are concerned that the sustainability of the SMME that are importing goods will continue to be under threat if the rand continues to depreciate. But it's not all doom and gloom. The weak rand is good for businesses that rely mainly on exports, as it makes them more globally competitive. Naledi Mulifu, SABC News, Johannesburg.